Hello, everyone, and welcome to my little surprise for you. Welcome to something I'm very excited to do, which is a season 2 mini-series of the Zora household Let's Play. So, you may be like, where in the world are we? What the hey is going on? Why is there a naked chick in the kitchen? What is going on? Well, friends and family, I'm about to tell you all about it. Hold your horsies. It's all going to be okay. All right. So who are we looking at right here? You all know her very well. One of the triplets, Avery Zora. So Avery, let me just talk about her a little bit. You guys will remember her. She was the only of the girls with green eyes. She took a lot after her father, in fact, and was a little bit more tomboyish. Amelia was the full-on tomboy, but Avery was a little bit tomboyish and, had some flirtations with some ladies in high school. And, obviously we moved on with Jaelle and pursued her lifetime and her family. But I just felt like the Zora household just kind of died off with Jaelle, and I never really wrapped it up. So I wanted to do something kind of different that would be a reboot, but would also be more interesting, more entertaining. So let me get into the story, okay? Because obviously what we're looking at is not a single Avery Zora by herself. Obviously not. So let me tell you all about the situation. All right. So who we have here is our lovely husband, Jacob Boon, who is currently slumbering peacefully. Now, let me tell you about this. Jacob is a politician, and if you guys remember, Avery and all the girls' stepmother, who basically became their adoptive mother, Jaelle, was the leader of the free world. I mean, she was a politician and she got to the very top. Girl made it to the top of the top. She had a bunch of amazing kids that were successful and had money for days. But Avery, Amelia, she disappeared off the face of the planet. Jaelle pursued a happy home life. She pursued a family. I can't remember the last sister's name. Oh my gosh, I'm having a moment. Ariel, that's right. Ariel became kind of like a vagabond, but Avery had her sights on something bigger. Avery wanted much, much more. She wanted to outdo them all. She wanted to be rich, she wanted to be famous, and she wanted to make Jaelle proud as well. So what wound up happening is Avery didn't really choose her husband necessarily, and Jacob is her husband, in case you did not realize. She didn't necessarily choose him. Jacob was kind of already seeking Avery out. Jacob is a politician as well. As you can see, he is currently the vice president of the free world, and that is greatly to do with the connections he has to his wife's mother. She basically endorsed his campaign. She endorsed him, and at the price of her daughter's hand in marriage, which Jacob didn't really have a problem with. Jacob needed a wife. If you're going to be a politician, you have to be a family man. That's just the way it was. Even though Jacob isn't crazy about children, he's a workaholic, a perfectionist, way too ambitious for children. He doesn't really care about his children. It's just for the face, right? It's just so he appears the way he needs to appear. It's all for appearances. Including the wife. Now, mind you, they were pretty happy for a little while. They were actually I won't say very, but they were pretty happy together. They weren't unhappy. But Avery, she knew that she was kind of getting what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of getting sold like cattle. She understood that, but she knew that she was also doing it for her own personal reasons as well. So she wanted the money. She wanted the fame. She wanted the fortune. She wanted to never have to worry about a thing in life. She didn't want to pursue what her sisters pursued. She didn't want to be the family woman, even though she knew she would have to have a family, even in this case. She didn't want that. She didn't want to become, some traveling musician. She didn't want all of that. She wanted to be the best of the best. She wanted to be, like I said, she wanted the fame and the fortune. That's all she cared about. And that was a very stupid and naive notion, to be completely honest. And she definitely realizes that later on in life. I do apologize for the screaming babies. Let me just get her to take care of that situation real quick. I'll get to talking about the house here in a second. Obviously, they live in a freaking mansion. I mean, he's the vice president. Whatever. Anywho, so, the marriage started to take a downturn when the babies were born. Or the first baby, I should say. Their first daughter, Victoria. She was born, and that's when the marriage started to kind of fall apart a little bit, because Avery actually fell in love with her kids a lot more than she thought she would. She never saw herself as a mother. She never saw herself as a family woman, but she fell in love with Victoria. Victoria is her world, and as you can see, she has an extremely close relationship with her mother. A closer relationship than Avery ever had with her own mother. In fact, their relationship has only become more and more strained since her marriage to Jacob. Now, Jacob and Avery don't have the worst relationship, but they don't have the best for being a married couple, Jacob spends all his time at work. He's constantly campaigning. He's constantly throwing parties and spending his time trying to work from home or whatever it is, whatever the case may be. He is not living for his family nor his wife, and that has put a ton of strain on the two of them. So that being said, Avery needed release. It got to be so much that she was starting to lash out, and it was getting bad for their public image. She was starting to drink a lot. She was starting to go to public clubs and bars and getting herself in all sorts of situations she should not be getting in. Trust me, they did a lot of damage control on the mistakes that Avery made in public places, because this girl is a wild child to the core. Even if she wasn't the wildest kid as a teenager, she's a wild child. She is the biggest wild card you could ever imagine. Victoria, baby, make sure you're doing okay. She was scaring me just a little bit. So yeah, definitely a lot of damage control in that situation. But the biggest thing, and as you may notice, we have our lovely maid here. The biggest thing that Avery has done, her sneakiest and dirtiest and smallest secret, is what she really, really is at the core of her being, which is interesting because it basically undermines her entire life as a lie. Avery has kind of taken after her mother in her preference of women. And as you can see, Miss Trudy here, our maid, our best friend, is also our mistress, which is scandalous to the fullest, if I do say so myself. So we're going to come and have a chat with Miss Trudy here. They have an amazing relationship. They're very close to one another. They're very in love with each other. She has the wish to go traveling with Trudy, which is something I'm probably going to have them do, to be completely honest. I probably will have them go traveling together. But yeah, Trudy is who Avery really loves. She has never loved Jacob, not once. She cared for him. She tried to like him. She enjoyed his company. It wasn't that she was completely miserable from the get-go. But as I said, as time went on, it became less and less about love and about happiness and more about, Jacob started to show his true colors. Avery wasn't stupid. She knew that Jacob was courting her and wooing her and marrying her for one very specific reason, which was that was the only way her mother was going to endorse him and support his campaign. God, she's so freaking beautiful. I can't get over how beautiful she is. She is stunning. But anyways, she wasn't stupid enough to really think that he was doing it for love. She knows better than that, but it didn't change the fact that she didn't really foresee herself being so lonely, you know? She expected there to be parties and to be gatherings and for her to be going places all the time and seeing exotic parts of the world and spending time with exotic, interesting people. But that really didn't turn out to be as glamorous as she thought it was going to be. She's got everything she could possibly want. She has a huge house. She doesn't have to lift a finger for anything. She has a job, you know, to keep herself entertained. She works at the school and also to keep up public image. You know, she had to have some kind of job that was becoming of her husband. You know what I'm trying to say? But she's not happy. She's lonely. Her kids are the only things that keep her even somewhat sane, and now Trudy's the only thing, plus her kids are the only things that keep her sane. She is an unhappy woman. But instead of that making her depressed, instead of that making her turn in on herself and become absolutely miserable, she's used it to kind of fuel a fire, a feud almost between her and her husband that is at this point only just beginning. You know, Jacob hasn't quite crossed the line into cheating on his wife yet, but it's something that has great potential, especially since Jacob is a person that is a cold and calculating man. He will do whatever he wants or feels he needs to do in order to advance himself, or just to please himself. He doesn't feel like he owes anything to anyone. The only thing is he has to appear to have a happy and stable family, or what's the point? You know what I mean? If he were to cheat and that were to get out, well, that would completely defeat the purpose, wouldn't it? So he would be discreet about it, but I foresee a great war of the sexes almost between Avery and her husband. It's going to become very dirty, very grimy. It's going to get really, really damn bad really, really fast. And I'm very excited to see where we go with this. I definitely foresee Avery returning to Evansdale County to visit her mother and possibly have a falling out with her mother. I mean, they currently aren't on the best of terms. Their relationship is, let me see, where's her mother? Hello? Yeah, here we are. The relationship is currently pretty darn low, if I do say so myself. But I can see Avery just going full. I mean, Avery's a grown woman now. And she's seen hell. She's seen hell in the relationship and the marriage she has with her husband and the life that she has chosen. She has seen hell. And she blames her mother for this entirely. Because, I mean, I'd say entirely. Not entirely, because she's mature enough to understand that it was something that she wanted as well and something that she instigated as well. She could have very well put an end to it if she really wanted to. But she wanted the fame. She wanted the fortune. She wanted the lifestyle, the status. I mean, hello, the first lady of the country? Are you of some nation? Hello, that was so appealing to her. All the riches she could ever imagine, you know, never having to lift a finger, never having to work a day in her life if she didn't want to, having the perfect happy family, so she thought. That was too appealing. It was too good for her. And so, of course, she acknowledges the fact that she played a part in it. But the biggest conspirators of her ultimate misery was her mother and Jacob. I mean, Jaelle has always cared about her kids. And I honest to God, in my heart of hearts, I do believe that Jaelle made this kind of bargain, this deal, with Avery's best interest in mind. I don't think she was trying to sell her child by any means. She did see it as, this is a great move for my daughter. My daughter is never going to have to worry about anything in her life. Even if she may be unhappy, she will be successful. She will be rich. She will have a family. She can have happiness in her children. And, you know, that's the only way she could really see her daughter being successful. So she basically made a deal with the devil, Jacob being the devil in this scenario. And Jacob is a little bit devilish. I mean, he has his fortunes. He's a hard-working man, dedicated. He doesn't come from a family of politicians by any means. He built himself from the ground up. But, you know, the way he's made it here has been very slippery and sneaky slope. Ooh! Ew, no! You gotta go, sir. Bye-bye. Bye-bye right friggin' now. I'm going to delete you, and you can go away. I'm actually going to have her... Oh, you did your homework? Good girl. I'm so proud of you. Also, this is the bedroom. This is my girl's bedroom, and I designed it myself. I know it looks a little bit cray-cray, but I'm very proud of it. So yeah, that is the backstory on the family. I am going to hold off on moving forward with the story. I know this is a bit short for a part. My parts are typically 20 to 30 minutes long, and we're only at about like 16 minutes right now. But I wanted to just tell you the story. And then I wanted to kind of gauge how you guys are going to feel about it. I want to see if you guys are actually excited for something like this. I know I'm springing this at you. I'm completely springing it at you out of nowhere. I've given like one hint on Twitter as to what might be coming, and I don't even think y'all got it. So this is completely out of nowhere. But I want to see how y'all are feeling about it. I know that the Zoras were one of my most beloved families. So I thought a revamp of it might be really fun to do, especially as we are going out of The Sims 3 and into The Sims 4. You know, it's going to be a mini-series because I don't want to carry this on forever. It's going to be short. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be fun, crazy. Y'all are going to love it. I'm going to love it. This is going to be really fun for me. Real quick, just so y'all know, we are in the town of Los Angeles. I do believe it is a custom world, and it is based off of Los Angeles. It is gorgeous, you guys. I'll try to leave a link to it down in the description box. It's fabulous. It's been around for a good bit, so most of you have probably already heard of it. It's awesome. It comes pre-populated. I didn't have to populate it myself, which I think was amazing. So yeah, it's a really, really, really great city. Definitely check it out. And we're living in one of the lots that was created by the creator of the town. So it's very... I can show you more of the house in parts to come. But, yeah, I just kind of wanted to go ahead and put the backstory out there, get this out there for you guys, and see how you feel about it. I'm so, so excited. Hopefully y'all will be as excited as I am. If you're not, then maybe this isn't something we'll do. But definitely leave me what you think down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you have not already. And of course, comment below if you're excited for this, what you want to see happen. I know that you guys remember the Zoras, you know, so you guys, even though this is part 1 of the series, you guys can definitely start giving me some suggestions. I'm excited for it. So yeah, I'm going to cut this off here, and I will see you guys in the next part when we get this thing kicking. So excited. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.